What is going on, guys? My name is Raivis. Thank you guys for joining me today. We are still in my studio. A few years ago, I entered a Battle of the Bands contest with the singer I was working with at the time. It was one of my first performances in front of like 40 people. I was pretty nervous because I didn't even know if they liked the music that I made. Long story short, we ended up winning that contest and got an opportunity to perform at the Light City Festival. Knowing that I would be part of this festival, I wanted to bring my A game and I wanted to showcase what I could really do with my production and overall create this exciting, energetic vibe. I went back to the studio and I ended up making this drop. So I'm going to show you guys how I made it and break it down for you guys. It's actually 2 project files, so it's going to be a lot of content. I'm going to try to condense it for you guys so you guys have a good understanding of what you're watching. Before we get into it, make sure to press that like button. It really helps out the channel. Hit subscribe and that notification bell, and let's get into it. So the way I was planning out the festival is that I would have this as the remixed version of the song that would be happening right before it, and so then it would be a really cool transition into an epic drop. So I'm about to show you guys what that sounds like, and then we're going to break it down. Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this. Alright, so I opened this project file just to show you guys how I made this main lead. So the lead sounds like this. Okay, so the way I made this lead, so this is what it would sound like without any of the effects. The main part of the sound is the corpus that I used. It creates kind of a wobbling effect. So I just set it to membrane. Changed the tune a little bit, then I activated the LFO and set the rate to 1/2. At the end I use an OTT to control all the frequencies, and after that I cut out some of the harsh frequencies with this EQ. And so for this vocal sound I use an auto pan, so that way it alternates on the direction of where you're hearing the sound coming from. And I actually used a bass sound that sounded like this. Just found an octave that I really liked, so ended up just sounding like this. Then I added this reverse with this brass kind of following the 808. And I have this vocal in the background. Just keep the energy going, and the main groove are these drums. So we're gonna get into the other project. So I dragged in these files and put them into the other project, so that way it would be kind of like a remix. So I just started messing around with some of the components and merging those two together. So I pretty much used the same exact drop, but I just changed this pitch. I just transposed it to 12 semitones and then automated it down. I also automated this pitch wheel that's on the master channel. I just automated the pitch wheel right at this point, so that way I could have a really cool transition effect. And I have this sound. I had a vocal that I chopped up and I put some effects on it, which majority of the effects are the little altar boy and the distortion. And lastly, I wanted to show you guys that I added this siren in the background. To create a lot of suspense in the beginning. And so I think that's pretty much it. I have an OTT on the brass hits just to control those harsh frequencies, and I think that's pretty much it. I always feel like it's a great opportunity when you have a time to showcase your music, to create something new and try to put a new spin on something that you already made. You can incorporate it into this really cool compilation of music that you have. If you guys want me to do any genre breakdowns, I have a lot of music that's just sitting there and collecting dust. I can always check to see if I have it in the archives. I'll be including some of the sounds from this breakdown in a new sample pack I'll have available pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys next time.